Manuel, if you want, while you figure it out, I can show some. I have like two small demos for Blazor,
Yeah, sure,
and then we'll come back to you. So mine are
sure.
really small. It's like just like like a snake preview of what we're doing in the office. So I will take over from here and just let me know when you are ready to continue.
Sure.
It will take like 5 to 10 minutes, so it's going to be kind of really fast.
Yeah, then
So
let's do my stop my
yeah, I will
screen.
start
Yeah.
sharing. I will start sharing my screen. So let me tell me if you're seeing the studio.
Yeah.
Hi, studio. Okay. Um, well, guys, so basically, it's like we're working a lot in Blazor, as you all know. Um, we believe it's the future actually, and we're aiming to basically focus all our efforts in Blazor because like with Electron, you can run Blazor as a desktop version, basically. So at least all my personal development, the one that I do that is open source, is basically totally Blazor. I'm not doing anything on Windows Forms or web forms at the moment. So here I have like two small demos that I want to show you. Some of them will be part of Ultra, which is the open source framework that I have for XAF. And actually, we will do a cleanup and a rewrite of Ultra, basically because we want everything to match with the new um, project structure. Like like we come from the Net Framework project, which was bigger. So we're moving to the SDK type of project. So let me close this. This basically is a um, it's an application that I'm working for my family, for my brother. He owns a business, he owns a marketing agency. So it will be used to automate campaigns for marketing. So let's run this for a second. And demo gas, I was using this like 2 weeks ago, working with my brother. And then I opened this morning and some stuff just crashed in front of me. So you know how it is, right? So let's start. And I was asking Manuel if his computer was like a virtual machine. And actually, I'm running a virtual machine, so that's why it's a little bit slower. But I hope like it's like fast enough. Okay, so here you will see basically a mess on the navigation item. As you can see, I'm using a different template. This is not the normal one. The navigation is not on the left. It's actually in this menu here. So the first one that I want to show is um, we have a web forms builder. So let me show you first the one that I already have built, and then we will build one from scratch, basically. So this is like a simple contact form with email and name. So let's open the other one. So let's go to forms and contact form 2. This is a little different. As you can see, you have here the like a header, a grouping, and then you have the mobile phone. So let's start one from the scratch, like a new one. So let's close all of these. Close and close. And let's create a new record. Okay, so as you can see, here is like, this is what we have from as a starting point, like from zero. So basically we have done a small customization here, like this will be like the toolbox on Visual Studio that you can pick which controls you want. We just create some basic controls at the moment, but you can actually create any type of customized basically control. So let's start with a layout, a small layout. So let's add some tabs. So let's add another tab. It will be my main info. This will be, the second tab will be details. I mean, I'm making up this at the moment. So this is how it's going to look like. So let's save it. And now we have two tabs here. And as you can see below, you can see the code that is being generated by the component, by this component. So this basically, the information is saved like in a JSON file somehow. So you can edit visually, or you can edit actually the JSON file. At this moment, we are using a simple text box editor for this case, but I will show that later that we have Monaco built in. Also, Monaco is the code editor that is used by Visual Studio Code. So at this moment, it's a formatted JSON, but it can be changed to have a full-fledged editor here. So let's drag some components, right? So a text field, and I want this text field to be named. The label position will be on top. See, here is the preview that we have. And basically, that's anything that I want. You can change the input marks, prefix, suffix, label, and even include. And you can also add like a different CSS class if you want. But at the moment, I will leave it as it is. And then you have some other properties where you can set how you will send the data to whatever is going to be processing the forms, validations, and some other logic. Like this is like really feature-rich control. So I'm just going to display the basic example. So let's save this. So see, this code is growing. So as a more control that I add, you will see more, the JSONs getting bigger. So then there's maybe a phone number. And I will leave it as it is. But what I'm going to do, and what I kind of really like about this, is that whatever control we're showing in here, even though they are not DevExpress components, they are picking up on the theme. So for example, if I save this, and if I select a different theme, everything will match exactly with the DevExpress components, even though I repeat, this is not a DevExpress component at all. But since we're sharing the bootstrap classes for this, when we change the theme, it will change basically our form. So actually, most of the time, I use this one that I kind of really like. I don't know why. Because I guess I used to use this tool to make wireframes. I don't remember the name. It's an Italian framework.
Balsamic.
What?
It's balsamic.
Well, I don't recall at all the name of that.
Yeah.
But I kind of love this look. And well, like you can make as bigger form as you want, and you have tabs or all type of stuff for the layout. You can even have stuff for like captchas and stuff like that. For example, a file upload. So as you can see, it can get as complex as you want. And here you have like some tools, like if you want to move this on the layout, if you want to go and check the settings or reset it, or if you want just to copy the control, you can do this and then you paste it or remove it, of course. And then you have the detail here. You can add some other stuff. Let's add, I don't know what else to add, so I will add an email here. And the other thing that I wanted to show you is that there is a good communication between the visual designer and the source that is being generated. Because, for example, see, you have like here main info and details. So here you have that code, right? So here's main info, and then you have the details. So it's nested, right? So what I'm going to do is a small demo, like a really simple demo. So this will be called personal information, and let's hope the demo gods are with me in this case. So I will
you missed a quote at the beginning.
Thanks for that. So let's try to save this. See, and now it's refreshing. So you're editing the JSON file and you're getting that output exactly on the UI. So far, this is what I want to show for the builder. But we have a small functionality that is like the preview form. So this is rendered as it should look like on for the end user. And this is I thought I just fixed this, but I didn't. This is supposed to be hidden in some cases, and this text supposed to not show in here. But anyway, what I wanted to show is that these forms, when you submit them, they generate a JSON for you and send that JSON somewhere. So if you have a web API, you can catch that JSON and just process it as you wanted. Or in this case, I mean, we are mixing this with the Gene virtual machine that we have created. I have showed the Gene machine several times in the meetup. So because I kind of love scripting. So in this case, for example, let's say that we're seeing the preview. This is what the end user will see, and they will fill, of course, right? So for name, Jose Manuel, Spanish name. This is my real name. It's not Jose. So Jose Manuel Ojeda Melgar. And believe it or not, my parents both have 3 names and 3 last names. So this is the short version of my name. And then let's see, phone number. Let's get anyone. I mean, I don't have that number anymore, like since like 6 years ago or something like that. So let's just delete those invalid numbers there. And as you can see here, the validation is kicking in. So let's hold on. I cannot demo effect. So I cannot clear this, or my keyboard is not working at the moment. But anyway, so I will cancel this and I will show the preview again. So let's just set the name. Oh, it's my keyboard that was not working. Yes. Yes, now it's working. So name, Jose. Okay, and phone number. So I will fill it completely. See, the validation was kicking in. But the beauty about this is that when you submit, you will see the JSON that was produced by the form. So in here, it will give you all the information about the form plus the values of the form. So you can go and grab that JSON somewhere else and process it as you want. You decide what to do with it. So I think it's kind of a neat functionality if you want to add custom forms.
May I ask a question? So basically, this is like you're creating a form on the fly or in the database, and then you got this JSON information, JSON blob, and then it's like it is a little bit decoupled from XAF.
It's totally decoupled from the model. It's like you don't have to have a business object that represents this. It's a custom form. So they will produce.
But you can send this to an arbitrary controller, for example, in ASP.
There are a few ways that we will basically add functionality to this. The first way is sending this to the same XAF API, because as you know, guys, XAF released a new API that basically all your business model is exposed as a open API, I think. And so you have like all the methods for the CRUD and so on and so forth. So we have not explored that way, even though we know it's possible, because the first version sent this to an API. Remember that I show like a middleware API, like in the first versions of Blazor. So it's not the same one as Developer Express is providing at the moment. So we want to add compatibility for that, but that is not done yet on their side. So we're waiting for it, because we don't want to put a lot of effort in that and then just throw it to to the archive of forgotten code. So
sure.
So this is one of the functionalities, but the one that I really like in the end is, again, this is like everyone knows the fixation that I have with the scripting, right? So the main idea here will be something like this. Let's see if we have here the component. So we'll have a form component in general, which is a mix of, here's the code that generates the form, right? But in here, you can associate these with basically with one of the scripts that we have created. These are names of the scripts. So for example, so that will receive the JSON as an input parameter, and then in the script you do whatever you want. And as I showed before, you can use the object space, you can create objects, you can do whatever you want. So it's a really big mix because it can provide you with basically runtime applications. You drag and drop some stuff, you match it to the right script,
it's like
and
like
then
the
you have like a dynamic application.
It's like the world creator, but a little bit on steroids, but a little bit more flexible.
It's like on steroids without having steroids inside, because we have not modified that much the circle of stuff, or none at all. It's really not invasive. And actually, in the scripting, you can spin up a new data layer, update and then just create a database for this form. So you can go crazy deep. When I start making this design, it's like, yes, I don't have to write anything on design time anymore. I can do like 90% of runtime if I want. Of course, that's not the purpose, but it's really interesting to know how deep or how far you can go with a tool like this.
We should pair up on this, because I found the button.
No, and also what I wanted to show that is like the other part of this is, and this it was inspired actually by Manuel here. Let's see where is the object. So ultra function. So this is paired with the ultra function. So I showed the gene property 8 or before, and that, so that's called now ultra function. So for example, we include Monaco editor. So basically, we can include everything that is included on the Monaco editor from VS Code. It works online. I have some just kind of silly stuff to show here, like changing the contrast, changing the the theme, and this also match with the theme from the XAF application. So see, like the buttons are changing and everything. I don't know why the code is not being highlighted at the moment. I guess because I changed the theme so many times. But anyway, it's like here you write your function that will receive the JSON file, and you can do as many crazy stuff as you want. So I will stop this for a second because I want to show the highlighting and everything, because I try to do that with the built-in rich text editor and stuff like that. It was possible to do it in Windows forms, but not in Blazor or web forms. You can just apply the coloring stuff at one moment. So that was not what I wanted. So in the end, I decided to go with Monaco. The only thing that this is pure Blazor. So there is no, there are no versions for this module for Windows Form, just Blazor, because of course this is an open source project and we're always running out of time. I mean, there is no programmer who have like a bunch of time to do nothing. So I'm trying to put as much time as I can from my personal time in this case to have the full implementation. The form builder will not be open source, but the code editor will be open source. So it will be part of Ultra in general. So when we finish the cleanup in Ultra, and we have the new layout of the projects and the solution how we want it, we will release this on open source. And don't ask me when it's going to be updated, because as any open source stuff, you need more hands, right? So just let me show you the highlighting of in the code, and then we can move back to manual demonstration. I'm just making some time. So here, for example, this one. And see, now we have the highlighting. And everything that works in Monaco is working in here. I have not implemented all the functions, but for example, you can see, okay, for example, this is a function that we're just calling. We are just calling this function that is defined in here. And you can do stuff like in the studio, like for example, go to definition. And you go up and highlight that I didn't create that code. That's part of Monaco in the end. And
that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, you can show the command palette, and you can, for example, the command palette will be something like code rush for me in this case, but we cannot have code rush. because it can create a little piece of snippets that we have already created. I have not included any snippet at the moment. I was working on that like 2 weeks ago, but then we have a lot of other things to do. So the combination of the ultra functions and the form editor, if you put them together, it gives you a really powerful tool to do a lot of stuff in runtime. And this came as a requirement from my brother because when you work for marketing, and I don't know if any one of you have done a project for advertising or marketing, they give you the requirements at midnight and it needs to be published in the morning. So, and you need to change it in hot, basically. So there is no time to recompile, redeploy. You need to be able to do this, all of this stuff in the application running. So my brother used to tell me like, let's make a system for this, let's make a system for that. And as soon as I did the first version, it was not like that anymore. So I got like super tired of working with him because the requirement always change like every 2 minutes. And that's every customer in general. It's not like just my brother, but so I came up with this kind of clever solution to, okay, I will make scripts and forms for you as much as you want, and I don't have to recompile anymore. And I can even create a new data layer there or as many data layers as I want, just to save whatever objects that we're creating through the forms. So that's basically my 2 cents for today. Manuel, how are you? Like, should we continue?
Yep, we can continue. That stuff is really awesome. And I
inspired by you actually.
Yeah, but I think we should get together on that kind of stuff and
I need contributor for Ultra. If anyone wants to give me a hand with cleaning up, making demos and stuff like that, there are only like 5 modules, but I think they're really useful. So I will put a call for the community later on that.
I think they are really valuable pieces of code, and I think it depends on what you want to achieve. Of course, at every stage.
It's like an IDE in the end. It's like go crazy, do as many crazy stuff as you want, and actually you can go really crazy with this.
Yeah, the thing is what do you want to achieve, and if you have like such a dynamic environment where every time, every day requirements change. And
the thing is that for in this case, I'm doing this for advertising, so we want to be able to get information from a new campaign without having to rebuild our application. That was the problem before. Is that every time you need to update the model, the database to deploy. So
that's a thing I never thought of. XAF is really good at, like use it as a core. And then do this kind of additions on top of XAF and do like marketing campaigns and like it's reaching out into the public and you have like this small snippets of code.
Basically, all of this, Manuel, started from this idea. It's like I wrote the guys to Developer Express like, hey, I want to move my personal blog from WordPress to XAF itself because I don't want to be handling all PHP plugins that, like the plugin mess up that, yes, I update this, but the other one didn't release the new version and started crashing everywhere. So I don't touch my blog for that. I wanted to show pieces of code and stuff that, okay, I just create a proper creator. I just want to include it in my own blog, right? And I don't want to rebuild and everything. So the idea came from that. I bothered Gosha and Dennis and everyone in the support center for this, asking crazy questions. And as always, they are truly helpful. And they give me examples, another reference from other tickets. So, those guys are great. And I really appreciate their effort on this. So I will stop talking because otherwise I will go crazy with this. So back to you, Manuel.